So I've got these ridiculous scissors. I won them at game night from John and Callie, but they're from Richard and Adrian when he opened up Macy's, I want to say. They're ridiculous. I've never used them for anything, but I'm thinking maybe it'll be perfect for cutting some of this ducting. So what this is 4-inch vent pipe, flexible vent pipe with fiberglass insulation and sheathing on it to connect my vent fans to the vents on the roof in the bathrooms. I'm gonna see if it'll cut it. I only need about, I don't know, 5 feet at most for this first run. I think that'll be nice. Hate fiberglass, but this sheathing gives it an R8 insulation value, so something. Light coming from the bathrooms, an area we haven't seen light in a while. Both of the vents are on, just giving them a quick test. All the insulation is hooked up, zip tied down. Same thing for this one. All right, that should do. I've got a few to-do list items every night. So tomorrow is Thursday, which means band. I'm gonna try to do some blocking tomorrow, but for tonight, I'm gonna double check my gas calculations because on Saturday and Sunday, Dad and I are gonna be installing the gas pipes. My Uncle Mark had some pipe threaders, so I'm just gonna get a bunch of 10-foot segments. We're gonna thread it, custom cut it all, fit it together, and with any luck, by Sunday, my gas will be done, which means we're running out of mechanical things to work on. I'll see you tomorrow. Good evening. It's Friday, November 19th, and it's about 10 p.m. This weekend is going to be a big weekend. Dad is coming up tomorrow, and my Uncle Mark was really nice to lend us his pipe cutting and threading tools. What does that mean? Well, it means gas lines are going in the house tomorrow. I'm going to have to buy about 120 feet of 3/4 inch pipe, and that'll cover all of the different appliances. The fixtures that'll be connected will be the furnace, the hot water heater, my gas dryer. Those are the 3 in the basement, and there's 3 upstairs. The fireplace, the gas range in the kitchen, and then I'm going to rough in but not connect a gas line in the garage in case I want to put a heater out there. And I know what heater it is and how many BTUs it is, so as long as I pick a heater that is at that BTU range or less, I think it's 44,000, I'll be good. So a few things that we're gonna need. Pipe dope. This is basically the stuff that you put on the threads to seal all the connections. This stuff just for down the road at the end of the project for checking leaks. I have a whole bag of fittings, mainly elbows, T's, and unions of all different sizes. Well, mainly 3/4 inch, but then some stuff to get me down to 1/2 inch. Then at the end of each run is gonna have to be a ball valve. Most of them are 1/2 inch, but there's one 3/8 inch one and one 5/8 for the furnace, which is a big old beefy connector. And then I haven't bought all of these, but this is the flex hose that connects to the valves, and then it's the intermediary between the fixture and the valve. So this is that flex hose that'll connect everything up. So I'm gonna lay out my setup so that tomorrow, all that Dad and I need to do is go pick a pipe and then start hooking it all together. So I'm gonna get things laid out, and we'll see you tomorrow morning to actually start doing the fun stuff. I think this is good enough for tonight. I will double check all the calculations and make any adjustments, but for the main part, the gas will come in here, so that's that way. It'll kind of branch off this way to supply the kitchen and the garage heater. Everything else will go that way. On the way, it'll supply the fireplace, and then it'll keep branching off. Supply the furnace and the hot water heater that way, and at the very end, the dryer. I've done all my load calculations, and 3/4 inch pipe will be great enough for this main supply trunk. I can branch off to 1/2 inch as I go down, which I'm only going to do on my drops. So that's the vertical member from the ceiling down to the appliance. I'm gonna double check that the shutoff valves are the appropriate size. And if they are, pretty much Dad and I will be able to just get some pipe, cut it to length, and rock and roll tomorrow. The 2 things I need to get tomorrow still are some hangers. The Home Depot in Louisville didn't have the kind that I need. And I'm also gonna get a manometer so that I can pressurize the system with air while it's off, let that go overnight, and make sure that it is holding pressure correctly. I've also got that blue liquid that you saw that will allow me to see if there's any bubbles coming out of the joints. So I'm gonna do a manometer test and a liquid test. And with any luck, this will be knocked out in the weekend. So see you guys tomorrow morning to do the cool stuff. Good evening. Well, Dad just took off and we've been using this pipe cutter and clamp from my Uncle Mark all day and it's been awesome. As you can see, we're running black pipe or black cast iron pipe, and this is for all of the gas lines in the home. Basically, 3/4 inch pipe everywhere, and then in fixtures, it gets trimmed down to 1/2 inch. So Dad and I were able to run all of the branches and even a few of the drops, and I just have a few drops left. So I'm gonna get going on this drop next, which is gonna be for the furnace. Basically, at this point, I've just been getting a bit of everything. These are all my different pipe nipples, all the way from 1.5 inches to 12 inches. And then over here, all my different fittings. We've got T's, elbows, bell reducers, caps, you name it. And so some of these will be returned, but yeah, I'm just tired of going to Home Depot, so I just got a little bit extra, and I'll take back what I don't need. I won't open it, so it'll just be like new. Let's put some of it in. Good evening. It's getting towards the end of the day on the Sunday, but I've finished the gas lines and everything is hooked up. Let me give you a quick tour. First up is this line to connect the gas dryer. 3/4 inch shutoff valve, a sediment trap, and a flex hose connector. The hot water heater rough is pretty simple here. I haven't connected the flex hose because when I take that cap off, I'm gonna put drywall on over and then I'll finish hooking everything up. The furnace is roughed in with the taper valve connected to 1/2 inch flex hose that terminates down here with a cap. I'll eventually hook it up to the furnace at that T there. This fireplace connector has a valve at the top, sediment trap, and a T to the 3/8 inch flex hose connector, which ends with a cap. Coming into the kitchen here, this T branches off to a valve and a flex hose connector for the range, and then continues up in the drywall cavity to the garage. This terminates in the garage with a shutoff valve, sediment trap, and T with 1/2 inch connector and cap for an eventual heater in the garage. This heater can be up to 44,000 BTUs with this 3/4 inch run. As you can see, I've really made a mess tonight. Let me show you why. There are holes running down all of these stud bays. You can see there's 4 and only one of them's occupied. Each hole can hold 2 wires and soon it'll be full of 2, 2, and 1 to the dryer. These 5 branch circuits are the only branch circuits I have left in the basement. So what are they? First off, bedroom 3 and bedroom 4, the dryer outlet, the general purpose outlets in the washing room, a 20 amp circuit for the eventual bath downstairs, so that 20 amp will run the entire bathroom, and of course, the furnace down there. It'll need its own dedicated circuit. And that's a wrap. 5 more electrical circuits for the basement, and the wiring down here is done. I'll see you tomorrow for that, as well as the installation of the vent pipe for the hot water heater through the roof. Well, I just finished cutting some holes in this 1/4 inch plywood. The holes are 6 inches across and the plywood is 17.5 by 11.5. That means it'll perfectly go across a joist bay. Now, what I'm gonna use these for is these Halo 6 inch low clearance LED fixture lights. I've got 4 of them and they're gonna go in the laundry room and they clip really nicely into these boards like so. The nice part about it is, like I said, it's pretty much 0 clearance, so I can put some lights in places where I've got HVAC vents and ducts above. Now, you can see the side-on view. This will also work with drywall. Eventually, I'll put drywall up in the laundry room, but these will act as temporary mount points. until I put drywall up. The nice thing about these is they can be disconnected and reconnected to their power supply, which can be tucked away into the joist cavity alongside a duct. So I'm gonna hang these up now. I know these are temporary little light holders, but I kind of like the look of this clean white LED on this plywood. Well, after a few hours of wiring, I've got the laundry lights done in their plywood frames. I'm happy with how they turned out, so now for the moment of truth. That is going to be really great. I can adjust the color temperature on these. Let me show you. I can go really warm or really bright. So right now, I'm putting it on the middle setting, which is 3500 Kelvin. Okay, good stuff.